Even if you clean your kitchen regularly and think it's spotless, there are 6 hidden spots almost everyone forgets to clean, with fatal consequences. Which ones these are and why you absolutely need to pay attention to them in the future, I'll show you in this video. Because even though your dishwasher regularly cleans all your dishes, the dishwasher itself should also be cleaned from time to time. Of course, it gets generally cleaned through the washing process itself. Nevertheless, you should fill a bowl like this with vinegar about every 4 weeks. It should be about 150 milliliters. You'll see why it's a bowl in just a moment. Because you can now place it in your dishwasher so that it simply sits in an upper compartment. The advantage is that the vinegar is now slowly absorbed into the machine during the rinsing process and isn't all found in one spot at once. Vinegar can actually ensure that the dishwasher is completely cleaned and descaled. By the way, I'll show you a place in a moment that will absolutely shock you, but first you should mix 600 milliliters of warm water with a tablespoon of washing soda until the washing soda has completely dissolved in here. Once you've done that, you can grab a spray bottle and pour the whole thing in. For example, an empty cleaning product container that you had left over is perfect for this. Now you can take it to your kitchen cabinets, specifically the upper cabinets. Because a thick layer of grease usually builds up on top here, which is caused by cooking and isn't so easy to clean. But thanks to this miracle cure you've prepared yourself, you only need to spray a small amount on it, wait a moment and wipe over it once with a cloth to remove all dirt very quickly and easily, as you can see here. And if you don't want to clean them at all in the future, grab some old newspapers or, for example, parchment paper, place them on top of the cabinets and fix them with some tape. Because now, in the future, you just have to remove the newspaper or parchment paper and replace it with a new one. Because the cabinets underneath will stay completely clean forever and you'll never have to wipe again. For the next brilliant trick, you'll need some baking powder, specifically 1 packet which you can put into a small bowl. Now you should add a small splash of vinegar and stir it well until it's almost completely dissolved. Because you can use this mixture to clean another spot in your kitchen that most people forget, even though a lot of dirt and bacteria spread here. I'm talking about the cabinets because you can wipe them from the outside with exactly this mixture. Simply spread it on with a sponge or cloth, let it take effect for a moment, and then wipe over it again. Because here, besides bacteria, we also find a lot of grease and other dirt that can be removed really quickly and easily with this mixture. Another place almost everyone forgets to clean is the range hood filter, where a lot of grease usually collects, which can also smell bad. By the way, you can use cola for this, but first you should place it on a baking sheet, for example, and now pour a good amount of hot water over it in combination with some baking soda, because that's the first of 2 steps. If it doesn't stay in the water but keeps floating to the surface, you can now place a glass or something else on top to weigh it down. Let it soak like this for 30 minutes first. Once the soaking time is up, you can grab some cola. A standard 0.33 liter can is completely sufficient here. Now just pour in the entire contents and let it soak for another 30 minutes. When the soaking time is over, you won't notice any real change at first. But if you take a sponge or cloth now and just give the surface a gentle rub just 1 time, you'll see that all the grease and other dirt comes off almost immediately, as they've been perfectly dissolved thanks to this mixture. And once the filter is completely clean again, I'll show you the most shocking place that you've probably never even considered before. To do this, you should first remove the stopper from your drain and use a €2 coin or something else large and flat to completely unscrew this circular screw, because then you can easily open the drain here. By now I do this quite regularly, but the very first time I opened it, it actually looked exactly like this. So much grime and dirt had accumulated here over time that it already smelled quite bad as soon as I opened it up. You can now remove the coarse dirt from the area and then thoroughly wipe everything down again with a damp sponge. But you should always be absolutely certain not to press it down with excessive force and not to remove the rubber seal here. You also shouldn't let the water run at full blast at this moment so that it doesn't drip out at the bottom. Once you've cleaned everything, you can put the drain back together and seal it completely with the screw and finally check if everything is really tight. Something else that an extremely large number of people forget is the brewing unit of the coffee machine. For this, you should definitely unplug the power, and when you remove the water tank, you'll usually find this flap. When the coffee machine is switched off, you can remove the entire brewing group by pressing these red buttons. And as you can see with mine, it's already quite dirty. You can now rinse this out really quickly and easily under clear water. Under absolutely no circumstances should you use dish soap to remove the fats because they are essential for the process. You should also move this lever up and down a few times to get to the inside. Now make sure that everything is clean again and also completely dry at the end. On your fully automatic coffee machine, you should of course also clean the counterpart. That is, where the brewing unit is installed. You can do this perfectly here with a damp cloth. For example, just wipe over it a few times until all possible coarse dirt is really completely removed here too. You should reassemble the brewing group at the end when it's completely dry. And you should ideally repeat this once a week because that's the only way your coffee will always taste fresh and delicious in the future. If you'd like to know the secret reason for this pocket on every pair of jeans, then watch the video you see on the screen now. Click right on it.